Hi YouTube, it's Miss Black Pearls. I'm here today to talk to you guys a little bit about dusting, trimming, cutting. You know, a lot of women want to know if they should cut their hair. A lot of women have the questions about, well, if I want my hair to grow, should I clip it? So I'm here to give you what my opinion is of trims, clips, cuts, dusting, and all of that. First of all, a lot of people want to know if I cut my hair, will my hair grow? First of all, let's keep in mind that your hair is growing. It's growing at its normal rate, whatever your rate is. And it may be somewhere between 0.5 inches to an inch. It depends on your growth rate, okay? So your hair is growing. That's number one. We don't want to sit here and say, well, if I cut my hair is going to grow. Understand that your hair is growing anyway. Unless you have some type of underlying health issues, guys, or some type of alopecia going on to the scalp, because a lot of people do have those problems with their scalp due to medications or health problems. But back to the matter at hand. Clipping your hair will help you to maintain the length that you have there. This is my opinion. Why will clipping help you maintain the hair that you have there? Because if your hair is split at the ends or damaged at the ends, guess what? That split will travel up the shaft of the hair, thus breakage. So if you're having a split end going on in your hair at the end and you don't take care of it, it will travel up the whole shaft of the hair, causing the hair to break off at a point up here. So if that makes any sense to anybody, if you should clip your hair if the ends are damaged, okay? That's why you should clip your hair, because if you don't clip it, you're not going to see the growth. So number one, your hair is already growing. Number two, you want to keep your ends clipped, trimmed, dust, okay, so that you can retain the length, if that makes any sense. Because I know a lot of people, I've heard it, a lot of people would say, well, if I cut my hair grows faster. Okay, let's denote, let's go ahead and clear this up. If I retained an inch of growth this month, I'm just saying if I retained an inch of growth this month, and I took my scissors and I said, I'm going to cut my hair this month. You know, I'm going to cut about an inch of hair off of my head because I want my hair to grow. So if I have 10 inches of hair length on my hair and I cut off 1 inch, I'm left with 9 inches. How is that retaining length? This is just something to keep, to just open up a couple of people's minds. If you guys, like I said, I don't know everything, but if you're going to keep cutting your hair, you're surely not going to see the benefits of what your hair is doing. You're not going to see the benefit of the length if you continuously just clip, 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 clip. Now, I feel like your hair needs to be trimmed at a certain point. Hair needs to be dust at a certain point. But if you're doing that every time you get a relaxer, I'm going to trim my hair every time I get a relaxer, and you're relaxing every 2 months or every 4 to 8 or 10 weeks, then you're not going to see length, and you're going to be wondering why. It's because you're clipping your hair every time you get a relaxer. Am I saying it's bad to clip your hair after a relaxer? No, I'm saying you have to be conscious and aware of how much and how often you clip your hair, how often you dust your hair. Now, if you're dusting your hair, let me get this out here. If you're dusting your hair, and I call dusting, let's see if I can get a pair of scissors here. Dusting your hair, in my opinion, and if anyone has a different opinion, please go ahead and let me know. But I take my hair, and I could do this. A lot of people do this, and I got this idea from a lot of ladies online who are doing this. But you could take your hair, and I prefer to be where there's a white background, because if there's a white background there, or if I'm in the computer screen, if I'm sitting at my computer and I can hold my hair up like this in front of my eyes, I have a full visual of what's going on with my ends, okay? And as I'm looking at my ends, if I come across one that looks damaged, weak, split, then I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to clip it. Now that could take a long time, but you'll be surprised. You just take different sections of your hair, you look at it, and you just clip. If the end doesn't look right, clip it off. I'm not saying clip an inch. You can clip the very tip of that end off and just make sure that when you clip it, the hair looks great. It doesn't have a split in there. Okay, and when you use scissors, make sure you use scissors that are for your hair only, because if you're using scissors that you're using for paper, for fabric, or for other things around the house, guess what? Those scissors get worn and torn, and you can actually cause your hair to split by cutting your hair with those. So you can take a pair of scissors that you're using for something else in the house, not just for your hair, and clip your hair, and you'll look and go, wow, does my hair look like it's split? I just clipped it. The scissors can actually cause your hair to split if you're not using scissors just for the hair, okay? So try to get a pair of scissors designed strictly for the hair. Trims, my opinion of a trim is when you're cutting off about an inch of hair. If you want to do that, I mean, I don't have the dates, but my opinion is I would do that maybe a year or as needed. You don't have to say, oh, I'm due for a trim. You can do a trim yearly. Some people do it every 6 months. But I would not be trimming my hair every time I get a relaxer. You know, every 4 to 8, 6 weeks, 10 weeks. I personally wouldn't do that. You will never see the length of your hair because you're constantly chopping off an inch or more of your hair. So if that makes sense to anybody, let me know, because if you're doing the, see, you have to understand, scissors, chopping the, trimming the end, dusting the ends, and some people do this. They take the hair and they place it into their finger. I do this. I take my hand like this, and I do the same process with a mirror up close, and you go and you can do it with either hand, but I'm going to do it like this. And they take that hair, I'm going to get close, you guys, and they go down the hair looking at anything that's lifted up to see if they have any splits. And if they do, they will clip it, because your hairs are not the same length, guys. You have short hairs here, broken hairs here, different lengths of hair. So you never, and then another thing, you're never going to be able to get all your hairs clipped. You're not going to dust away every strand of your hair. You may leave a couple of strands, you know, but dusting really helps. It truly does. It keeps that end nice and intact, and you don't have to worry about that split going all the way up to the shaft of the hair. But here's the most important thing that you need to do. You can trim, clip all day, but if you're using excessive heat, blow drying every time you turn around, you put heat in your hair, you're not sealing and pampering your ends, guess what? You're going to have splits, you're going to have damaged ends, thus your hair is not going to keep the length. When I think about questions that pop up in my mind, or my teenage daughters may say, Mom, what about, and I will go, wow, that would be a good video. You know, I will go, that would be a good video. So I get my ideas from my girls, or questions that I want to know. And a lot of people want to know, how often should they clip their hair, you know, or trim their hair. And my opinion is 6 months to a year. You could do it. I would do it yearly. I'm going to be honest with you. If I had to trim my hair, or as needed. Now, a lot of people don't like the thin look at their ends, okay? And I'm not talking about those people, because if I don't want to grow hair that's thin here and it's long but it's thin at the bottom. I'm going to be honest with you, so you guys won't be disappointed in the future when I get my length where I want it. If I have thin hairs, you know, in the back and it's thick here, what is my point of having thin hairs at the bottom and thick hair at the top? Now, I would do a trim on that note. You know what I'm saying? If I want my hairs to be even and I want my hairs to look pretty layered, or just at where I want it, that's just my opinion, you know. If I don't want the V look, I want a nice straight look, or however you prefer. If I want my hair a certain way and it's thin here and it's thick here, I may just cut my hairs, those thin hairs at the bottom off, to get every piece of my hair on the same level so that it can grow and look presentable to my liking. Okay, so guys, when you're talking about trimmings and dusting and clipping your hair, yes, ladies, you know, you should clip your hair. Okay, you should clip it, but know when to clip your hair. Don't get scissor happy because you think that cutting your hair is going to grow your hair. Let's please understand this part. Cutting your hair is not growing your hair. Okay? Cutting your hair is maintaining the ends of the hair so that you can retain the length of the hair strands. Okay, so once you clip that end, your end should be nice and straight. It shouldn't have any splits in it that will travel up the shaft and break the hair off at a point where your hair is now shorter. So taking care of the ends of your hair by moisturizing and sealing. Stay away from those excessive heats. Ladies, we're going to use heat. I know. We're going to use it. But if you can stay away from it. I try to do the 1 month pass. Sometimes I never use heat. I never use it, because I've gotten so used to being without it. But if I want to look nice and I want some curls, I'm going to use some heat. And I'm going to use my heat protectants. But the topic of this video is, you know, should I cut my hair? Should I trim it? Should I dust it? Answer is yes. But there is a time and a place for everything. Okay? Please understand that by trimming your hair, it does not cause your hair to grow. It only helps you retain the length. Okay, guys? It's the same thing with hair products. Hair products are not going to cause your hair to grow unless it has some type of growth stimulator in it. Those products are going to help you keep what you have on your head. So trimming your hair, dusting your hair, all of this stuff is going to help you keep the hair that you have on your head. But if you are doing so much trimming, you would never see the benefits because you're chopping it off, ladies. You're chopping it off. So what I do, the search and destroy method, and that's what you saw me do when I take my hair and I look. And when I look at my hair like that, if I see a split end, it's destroyed. So that's what they call it, search and destroy. So you're going to look for that split end and you're going to get rid of it, okay? And you're going to keep your ends moisturized. You're going to try to stay away from excessive heat. And that way, ladies, you will keep your hair healthy, retain the length, and you will see the benefits of it. And when I clip a split end, you can guarantee I'm clipping just that itsy bitsy tiny little piece. Okay? And I make sure I look at that hair to make sure that my scissors did not cause it to split. Okay? So when you clip that hair, make sure you look at that strand and see that it's nice, healthy, and it has no split in it. Because I'm going to tell you something else I realized. Split hairs can fool you. You can look at a strand of hair by holding it up in your face and it appears to be nice and healthy. But there's something a little awkward about the end of the hair. It looks like it's not split, but if you take your hand and tap the end of your hair, I do my strands like that. I may take the ends of my hair and tap the ends, just slightly tap it, because if you tap the ends of it, if it's truly a split end in disguise, it's going to do this on you when you tap the ends. It's going to do that. So make sure you pay close attention to those ends. And trimming is okay. Dusting's okay. Everything in moderation, ladies. If you want to get length to your hair, don't trim your hair every time you get a relaxer. You know, if you got bad damaged hair and you feel like you want to clip it off, that's you. Everything you do is up to you. But my opinion is, if you're trying to, you know, relaxed hair is damaged hair. Let's get that out there. Okay, I put a product in my hair that kind of dried my hair out. I didn't go get scissors and just chop my hair off because I felt like I damaged my hair. What I did was did a deep conditioner and I babied my hair a little bit more. I'm not chopping my hair off because I damaged my hair. This is already damaged hair. Remember that. Relaxed hair is damaged hair. Now a lot of you guys may be looking at me like, what is she talking about? Relaxed hair is damaged hair. Look it up, ladies. Because we're damaging our hair, and our natural hair pattern is usually a S curl coily, curly hair type, most of us. Okay? So when you're putting that relaxer in, you are damaging the strand to take it out of its natural state into a state where it's straighter, if that makes any sense, ladies. So I'm giving you this information. Hopefully it'll help someone. Pamper your ends, ladies. Get a good natural oil, moisturize your end, and seal it with a natural oil, and pin it up when you're going to bed. Make sure your ends are always tucked. If you're wearing protective styles, make sure those ends are moisturized and sealed and tucked away. That means they're protected, okay? So I didn't mean to talk too much, ladies, but I felt like this was another needed video for a lot of women out there who are just saying, you know, your hair's just not going to grow if you don't cut it. Everybody is entitled to their opinion. I'm giving you guys mine. Trim your hair, but please do it in moderation, ladies. Do it in moderation. I can search and destroy every day of my life if I could. You know what I mean? So that's something I would do daily. Why? Because if I'm searching for split ends and I find it, it's going down. That's what I mean about that. It's got to go. Okay? So, but trimming my hair, taking off an inch just because I relaxed my hair and I want it to grow, ladies, please, let's understand, no matter what you're doing, if you're healthy, if you're eating right, doing what you need to do, regardless if you're taking supplements or not, your hair is going to grow. It's going to grow. If you want to keep the length, ladies, just keep in mind what I talked about in this video. So, hopefully this was helpful. Again, hopefully it was. If not, you ladies, if someone knows a little bit more additional information, comment. Let's let other people know what your opinions are, so we can get this stuff out here. Let's start seeing our black women of the world flaunt their hair, okay? Life is not all about hair. Trust me, I know it. I'm a single parent. I have 2 daughters. This is my hobby. This is a goal that I've decided to do for myself. But I know if you can dedicate yourself to your hair, you're going to do everything else for yourself. It's just going to come natural. So let's prove to these ladies they can grow their hair. Let's give tips to them. If you know what, comment. Let them know. Hey, comment on my thing, on my video. Let me know if I said something wrong, because I need to be corrected. I will stand corrected. Okay? I will stand corrected, because I am not afraid to admit I'm wrong, and I'm going to learn. So, ladies, hopefully this helped. I will talk to you guys in another video, which I'm about to do, by the way. So, talk to you guys later. See you, YouTube.